Hey, hello, and welcome back to the Hubbard Family History Channel, covering the Hubbard family clan of Clay County, Kentucky. Hope you're ready for another exciting video here in week 30. We're covering our family history, our genealogy from the Viking times back in the 800s up to now, about 1,200 years of Hubbard family history. This week, we're finishing up Mamaw Hubbard's side of the family, the gray side, with the final half of the 14th great-great-grandparents of my generation, 16 generations ago. So good Lord willing, next week we'll continue on with the first half of the 17th generation, the 15th great-great-grandparents. So let's watch a pre-recorded video that continues to trace our ancestors in Mamaw Hubbard's lineage. Like I say, this generation is a long way back, back in the 1400s, 1500s, so let's enjoy this video. Okay, we're going to pick up right where we left off last week with Michael G. Hampden. His father was Jerome Hampden, born in 1488, died in 1540 there in England. His wife, Joan Elms, she's born 1492 and died in 1559 there in England. Michael Hampden's wife, Mary Ashfield, her father was Christopher Ashfield, born 1495 in Chesham, England, died in 1557. His wife was Anne Weedon, born in Chesham, England, 1501, died in 1577. So that may look familiar because they were in last week's video too. So some more fairly close relations marrying there. End of the line as far as we could go for those people: Christopher Ashfield and Joan. I'm sorry, that's what we had last week. I'm sorry. The end of the line for William D. Jackson and his wife. So as far as we could go with them. We don't have any information on Cuthbert Witham, his wife Dorothy. Her father was Sir Knight William Tothill of Tuttle, mayor of Exeter, born in 1500 in Exeter and died in 1562, buried in the Church of St. Peter's there in England. And his wife was the Isabel Walker Stocks, born in 1503, died in 1563. Henry Berry's wife was Sir George Berry, and unfortunately that's all we know about him. His wife was the Lady Joan Elmstead Godfrey, born in 1499, died in 1557 there in England. Henry's wife, we have no information on the Lady Alice there. We had Nicholas Taft, who did hold a record for 110, which got broke this week. Have nothing else on him or his wife, Margaret Milner. Have no further information on Sir Ralph Bain or Fawn or his wife, Elizabeth Bridges. We go to Thomas Milner. His father was William Milner, born in 1520 in England, died in 1585. And his wife was Jane Frances Hamer, born in 1518, died in 1582 there in Nottinghamshire, England. So again, this is the second half of 16 generations back, 14th great-great-grandparents. Thomas Milner's wife, Elizabeth reigns. Her father was William Gibson Raynor, born in 1531, died in 1609 there in England. He was married to Margaret Clarkson, born in 1531 in England, died in 1605. Sorry for having to move around so much here. Then we go to William Potter. His father was a Sir Augustine Gardner Porter Smith Disney, Lord of Belton. He was born in 1500 and died in 1554, so pretty long title there. His wife was Ellen Helena Smythe, or maybe Smythe, born in 1500, died in 1569. William Potter's wife there, Jane Butler. Her father was Sir John Butler of Aston, born in 1485, died in 1558 there in England. And his wife was Margaret Agnes Ellen Sutton. So a little more royalty there, some knights. And then we go, where's the neck of sign influence, songs of conquest there. Then we go to Anthony Kingston. His father was Edmund Kingston, born 1523, died about 1590. And his wife was Anne Bernard, born 1527, died in 1623 there in England, so 96 years old. Anthony's wife, Eleanor Tracy. Her father was Sir Henry John Tracy of Toddington, England, born 1515, died in 1551. And his wife was Elizabeth Bridges. And I would say the reason you see a lot of knights and minor royalty in the family is because their records were probably kept better. Then we go to John Washburn. His father's name also was John Washburn, born 1518, died in 1593. His wife was Joan Whitehead, born in 1540, died in 1567, so she died rather young. And we have no information on Martha Stevens, John's wife there, so that's the end of that line. And we go to Sir Richard Conquest. His father was Edmund, Sir of Houghton Conquest. He was a knight, that's all we know about him. Don't know anything about his birth or anything. His wife, Joan Britton, was born in 1501, died in 1561. Sir Richard's wife, the lady Dorothy Elizabeth Hewitt. Her father was Sir William Avis Hewitt, born 1522, died in 1599, so 77 years old. His wife, Marjorie Tilton, born in 1530 and died in 1600, so the couple lived a good life there for that time. And we go to John Washburn and Martha Stevens at the end of their line. We already talked about them, sorry. And we go on to Richard Whedon. We have nothing on him or his wife, Jane. And we go to Richard Busby. His father was Francis Busby, born in 1516, Ormsby, England, died the same place, but we don't know when. Francis's wife was named Elizabeth, and that's all we know about her. Richard Busby's wife, Blanche, we don't have any information on her. And that's the end of her line. Then we go to Francis James. His father was named Francis James, born in 1548 in Little little over England and died in 1616 in England. And he was married to Blanche Gunner, which I guess that's where, that's the end. Don't know anything more about her. Don't know anything about Francis's wife, Mary. And we go to Sir Robert Mitford. His father was Henry John Mitford, born 1530, and died in 1571, so kind of young there. And his wife was Barbara Lawson. No information on Robert Mitford's wife, Lady Alice Anderson. And we go to Sir Richard Conquest again, which we already talked about his parents there. So, you know, they're 4 or 5. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So about, you know, probably their children that married or their descendants are probably like 5th cousins. Richard Conquest's wife, we talked about her. Sir Geoffrey Gates, no information on him, but his wife, Joan Wentworth. Her father was Sir Nicholas Wentworth I, born 1500, died in 1557 there in England. And he was married to the Lady Jane, Countess of Wentworth. So a little more royalty there still. And we go to Richard Busby, which we already talked about him, and his wife, Blanche. We didn't have any more information on her as before. And Francis, James, and Mary James, we talked about them already. Jean-Pierre Soblet, his father was Jean Soblet, but we have nothing on him. And his mother was Suzanne Vallée, born in 1525 in France and died in 1550, so she died at 25, so pretty young there. Probably died having him. That's when he was born. Jean-Pierre's wife, Marie, her father was Charles Lespin, born in 1530 and died in 1560 in France. So some more French there, fairly short-lived. His wife was Judith. Sorry about that. His wife was Judith Brisket. We don't have anything on her. Didn't have anything on that was Marie Lespin. Her wife, her mother was Judith, but like I say, we didn't have any information on her. Sorry about that. Then we go to Jacques Renaudin and his wife Susan. That's the end of their line. And then Guillaume Bryan, his father was Laurent Bryan. No information on him. His wife, Magdalene Le Breton, born in 1540 in France, died in 1629. Did not have Guillaume Bryan's wife's name, so we have no information on her, whoever she was. Now, this is where it gets a little strange. Matthias Popar, we talked about her or him last week. It was listed as somebody's wife, but I found that was in error. So his father was Pierre Peter Popper de Neuflies, and born in 1522, died in 1563, married to Catherine Bordeaux of Neuflies, and born in 1500, died in 1579. Marie Boudreau, we have no information on her, Matthias's wife. Then we go to Jean Legrand. His father was Gerard Thierry de Monathan, born in 1523 and died in 1625. So there's another 100-year-old out of France, 102, died on Eddie Joe's birthday about 399 years ago. And his wife, Marie, Marie Delvaux, born in 1523 and died in 1603. So she would be 80, but not as long as her husband. Jean Legrand's wife, Jean Brasseur, we have no information on her, so her line is ended. Then we go to Pierre d'Orleans. His father was Claude d'Orleans, born in 1535 in Orleans, France, died in 1585. His wife was Marie de la Bessière, born in 1524 in France, died in 1585. So lots more French. Jacqueline Orleans, his wife, her father was Abel de Brissay, born 1520 in France, died in 1570, and was married to Marie de la Bossière, born 1535, died in 1585 in France. So again, like I say, a big part of this side of the family is originally French. And then with Jean Martin, we had nothing on him or his wife, so their line ends here. And then we go to Paul Lalarge. His father was Jean Lalarge, born in 1546 and died in 1604. And his wife was Francois Paris, so that's all we know about her. Paul Lalarge's wife, Madeline, we have no information on her, so her line is ended. Here's Paul Lalarge. He was married to a different lady. We talked about him, but we have no information on her either. And then we have Francois Archambault. His father was Antoine Archambault. That's all we know about him. And his wife was Agnes Chacon, born in 1544 and died in 1612. Then Francois Archambault's wife, Marie Renee Outward, born in 1550 and died in 1619 there in France. Then we go to Francois Turreau. His father was also named Francois Turreau, born in 1560 and died in 1670. So there's another 110 years old, but can't beat the lady tonight there at 114. His wife was Genevieve Lespins, born in 1558, died in 1604. Francois's wife, Marie Martha Noel. Her father was Francois Marie Noel. No information on him. He was married to Angelique Gruzet, born in 1555, died in 1580. So she died at the age of 25, and so not very long. Then we go to Francois Faure. His father was John Faure, born in 1550 or 1551, died sometime in 1570. And his wife was Jean Boisseau, born in 1555 or 56 and died in 1605. Francois Faure's wife was Marie Rayon, and her father was Claude Rayon, born in 1550 and died in 1605. And we go to John Peter Bondurant. His father was Antoine Brunet, born in 1533 in France, died in 1604 there in France. Married to Marcette Gillette Hamad, born in 1538, died in 1579 there in France. And we go to Rhoda Brunet. Her father, Thierry Antoine Quarante, was born in 1538 and died in 1610 there in England. So some more of our 14th great-great-grandparents. He was married to Jean Poggi, born about 1538, died 1597. And we go over to Jean Thibault, and his father was Jean Thibault, born in 1570 in France, died in 1630, married to Elizabeth Guga, but we have no information on her. Jean Thibault's wife, Guillemette, we have no information on her, so that's the end of her line. Jean Renault, his father was Seigneur Jean Renault, and born in 1535, died in 1595 there in France. And finally, the last of the 16th generation, 14th great-great-grandparents, Margaret Deneau. We have no further information on her, so that's the end of that line, and that's the end of the information we have on the 16th generation. If you notice, some of these up arrows were green as we were coming across. That means they have records on their parents, and you notice they were quite a bit less. We covered about 160 here, so that's the end of this. We're already over 20 minutes, so apologize again for the long video. Well, hopefully you discovered some new and interesting information in this week's video, and hope you share it with others. I'd like to point out there's a lot of good information down in the description, so read that and leave a comment, share it, and hope that you can subscribe and help support the channel. Here's a look at our newest sponsor, Time Travel Towels. They say it actually works. I don't know how, but Time Travel Towels, so a good product it looks like.
Ever wish you could prevent messes before they even happen? Meet Time Travel Towels. These aren't just any towels, they're your secret weapon against spills and stains. That already happened. Just take out one of these necessarily disposable towels and enter a world where you can tackle messes before they happened. Sounds like magic, right? Well, it's not. With Time Travel Towels, they go back in time so you don't have to. Seriously, these towels are super absorbent and past drying. You'll be a cleaning superhero. Whether it's a splatter from your morning coffee or a little splash during dinner last night, you'll be ready. I'm telling you, once you try these, you'll wonder how you ever lived without them. Or did you? So why not give them a shot? Click the link to snag your own Time Travel Towels and keep your space mess free. You'll thank yourself later. The best part, they cost nothing. Well, nothing in today's money. We go into the future and take the cost from your future earnings. Not for use with live matter, as unintended and unknown paradoxes could occur. May cause relatives to permanently disappear. Use only where allowed by law. Bye today.
Next week, good Lord willing, as I said, we'll be looking at Mamaw Hubbard's beginning in generation 17, the first half of the 15th great-great-grandparents. So a lot of greats there. Till then, dear friends, share us on Facebook. Stay safe, stay well. Most importantly, whatever else you do, stay Hubbard. Peace out.